know that poetry is an age old form of art that has been circulating populations for centuries all over the world. Now, poetry can even be said to outdate literacy itself. Although many of the children coming through schooling now, as well as multiple generations before, it seems that hating poetry has been hardwired into our brains, when in a way, we all really do love it. If you think about it, let's say we think about it for a while, poetry has been around us our entire lives. We started off as small children, learning nursery rhymes in our first few years of life, grew up watching television shows full of songs and dances. And as we grow up, many of us feel that we stray away from poetry. But all music, rather, has been derived from poetry itself. And we would not have music if it weren't for poetry. Poetry can seem rather very boring when our teacher asks us to write an essay about whether we read poetry or not. It's just down to people's taste, I believe. And if we do not like poetry, then not much is going to change that. Well, there are many benefits of poetry as well. Many of us are aware of that, and some of them include that it has been found to be beneficial for our mental health, especially when people go through traumatizing things happening in their lives. Poetry has been proven to be a good release of emotions and energy that can truly help someone going through bad times like relationships with loved ones, struggles with work and money, all the big reasons for some of the most common mental illnesses. Now, like Robert Lee Brewer states in his article, 8 Reasons Why Poetry is Good for the Soul, poetry can be very beneficial for not only the writer, but for the reader himself. This can be seen in a brilliant poem by the UK poet Harry Baker. Harry wrote a poem and it's called A Love Poem for Lonely Prime. It's about the love story of about a number 59 and a number 60, which when we first read doesn't really sound so special, but when we dig deeper and read between the lines, we can come up with our own idea of what the poem means, which may be something similar to Harry Baker's poem actually really says that just because people might not be perfect doesn't mean they can't be happy. This is hinted at when Harry says, "You're 59, I'm 61. Together, we combine to become twice what 60 could ever be." There really is no definitive reason whether we should or shouldn't read poetry. It hasn't been made for people to hate it. Rather, it has been made for people to enjoy. And if we don't enjoy something, then there's no reason for us to be forced into it. But there really is nothing bad that can happen if we read poetry. Now, I read an article, rather to conclude, I'd say I read this article brilliantly written by author Amy Glynn, if I'm correct, who sums up this entire dilemma brilliantly. Amy says that at the end of her article, of course, when someone asks her why poetry, she says, "I mean, why not?" Thank you very much. I hope you have a brilliant day ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Supriya and Yogi. Now we'll have our next participants, Ananya Manohar.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes.
Do you know what's the most scariest thing on earth? Fear. Most of us fear about failure. Well, the truth is, failure is the best teacher that we all have to know. Most of us lose hope and even give up on everything by ending our lives. We do not have in history, human history, that success came without failure. I would like to present a story about a person who failed 1,009 times and got rejected by many till the age of 65. I do not know whether this brings smiles or tears on your faces, but this sure will give you goosebumps today. Good afternoon, respected dignitaries. I'm Ananya Manohar from CSE Department, first year NIT Meghalaya, and my roll number is B21CS003. This is a story about a boy who was born in Henryville, Indiana. In 1895, when he was 6 years old, his father passed away, and his mother had to start working for a tomato cannery and leaving him all alone to cook and care for his siblings. And when he was 6 years old, he was all alone taking care of his siblings. And this is the major difficulty. And these are the life hardships that he had to face at a very small age. And because he had difficulties, because of the difficulties he faced, he started working as a farmhand at the age of 10. And when he reached his sixth grade, he started to work at sorry when he reached his sixth grade, he dropped out of his high school and he left his home. And when he reached the age of 16, he faked his age to get enlisted into the US Army. And after a year, he was honorably discharged and started working as a railway laborer and studied law. But unfortunately, he ruined his legal career by getting into a fight. He was forced to move back with his mom and get a job selling life insurances. But after some time, he failed and he was fired from his job because he was not following the rules. A few years later, he established a ferry boat company, which became an instant success. Later, he worked on this ferry boat company and started cashing it on to create a chemical lamp manufacturing unit, which later he recognized that there was another company who was building the electric bulbs, which were much better than his company's bulbs. So, after all these hardships that life has posed on him, this man didn't give up. He moved to work as a salesman in a tire company, which again had to close down and lost his job. By the time he reached the age of 40, he got by the time he reached the age of 40, he met the general manager of an oil company, who asked him to take care of his service center. Later, as a result of the Great Depression, the service station had to close down. But the same year, the Shell Oil Company approached him and offered him a rent-free oil service station. In this service station, he started working and sold his chicken recipes and served simple meals to the people who stopped by the service station. Later, he became famous with his chicken recipes among the people who visited the service station and in that region. Excuse me. Um, in that region. And he took out the station a few years later and established a restaurant in that place. And after succeeding in this venture, he started advertising his food. But out of blue, an argument arose with the local competitor. He This resulted a fatal shootout and a death of the employee of the company. 4 years later, he bought a motel just beside his chicken restaurant and hoping for a good business. But unfortunately, the motel caught fire and got burned down due to the ground along with the restaurant. But this man still didn't give up. He rebuilt the restaurant with 140 seats and started advertising his company. But again, due to the World War II, forced him to close down his restaurant. After the war ended, he started selling his recipes to different restaurants. But he got rejected 1,009 times. He didn't give up until in 1952, he sold his secret recipe, Kentucky Fried Chicken, to one of the operators in the city's largest restaurant. He became the good times, like, it didn't last for long. Even though his franchise got accepted by many companies, his restaurant got crippled, and due to the interstate highway, which has reduced the customer approachings. So he sold his restaurant, and he was only left with his savings and $105 a month from his social security. He didn't give up. He again started to approach the companies, and he cooked the chicken for them. And if the owners liked it, he would franchise it right away. And in 1965, when he was 75 years old, he was just getting started. He traveled all over US for the best restaurants. And KFC became one of the first fastest fast food growing, expanded globally. And Colonel Sanders' franchise approach became highly successful. So from this, we can learn that even though after 1,000 hardships, 1,000 rejections, he still succeeded at the age of retirement. And at the age of 90, Colonel Sanders passed away. At this time, there were around 6,000 restaurants all over the world. If you are if you are discouraged by setbacks, please remind the Colonel Sanders story, a sixth grade dropout who was set back by World War II, fire, and the Great Depression, fired from many companies, got rejected by many companies, but still he succeeded at his retirement age. So I would suggest all of you to just not give up in your life. Thank you. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you so much, Ananya. Now we'll have the next participants of the open mic competition, that is Sonam Bhati. Sonam Bhati. Okay, since Sonam is not here, now we'll move to the next participants, that is Swagatam Dharam. Swagatam Dharam.
So, a very warm welcome to one and all present here. So, I am Swagatam Dhara from Department of Chemistry, MSc Second Sem. My roll number is S21CY007. So, today I am up here to do a stand-up comedy on horror movies. So, by saying that, I also want to admit that it's not that easy to make people laugh these days, especially present days. People are so serious. Like, I remember my last performance in my BSc days. So I that was my first performance on stand up comedy. So what I did was I prepared a series of jokes, and I was expecting at least an applause from the audience. So what I did was I was cracking a joke and I was pausing so that the audience can laugh, but the audience also paused. So as I said, it's not that easy not to crack these days to make people laugh. So, so I'll talk today about movies. I do watch a lot of movies, especially horror ones. So, recently, not recently, but I went to the theater to watch this movie, Conjuring 2. So that may be the most scary movies have been ever made since. So I went there. I took a corner seat and I went alone. Yes, I went alone because I love challenges. So I went there. One more thing I took with me, a very sacred thing. I took with me Hanuman Chalisa. So that just in case the situation becomes very scary, intense, I can read directly from there without missing any line. So I took Hanuman Chalisa with me. and I was sitting in the corner seat of the theater. So as I was sitting, a couple walks into the theater. So I don't understand why couple walks into this horror movies to watch this horror movies. And when a couple walks in, or when a boy is sitting in the corner seat, the girl will never sit beside him. The girl will be always be like, "Baby, you sit now. I will sit beside you." So they both sat beside me only. And ever since they entered the theater, no, they sat beside me. The girl was so scared and afraid. The girl was like, "Baby, did it come? Did it come?" Some advertisements were going on. The film didn't even started. Let the film start. No, then only the ghost will come. How can ghost come before that? So and and then the film started. So this horror movies, no, this they like portray the same uh, boring storyline every horror movie, basically. So there will be one family. They will have one kid. They will move to some god-forsaken bungalow. I don't know why. And the kid will be the first one to see the ghost. The kid will be like, "Daddy, there's a ghost behind you," and the dad will be like, "Shut up, that's your mom. Only I can call her ghost, not you." So um, so just as the ghost is begin like make his appearance, no, the entire theater becomes silent. Then entire theater becomes little spooky and dark. Just then, the most scared audience, no, from the theater will shout, "Woo!" And the other guys who are sitting, no, they'll be like, "No, no, I didn't scream. No, I didn't scream. I'm brave. I can handle the situations." So, and in those silences, no, some people start directly talking to the characters on the screen as if they know them. I don't know how they do. They start directly talking to the characters on the screen. So that was all from the theater. Now, what happens next? So, after watching a horror movies, there are a series of aftermaths that can happen to you. So, I watched the movie. I returned home, had a tea with my family, had dinner with my family. Then I went to sleep, and suddenly you are thirsty. Now I can remember that I downed 2 full liters of water before going to bed, and then also my brain is like, "Wake up, just go to the kitchen and have a glass of water." Now my room is in the first floor and the kitchen is in the ground floor, so I need to come to the kitchen and then have a glass of water. Now that's also is fine. What is the biggest challenge is coming back from the kitchen to your room, because the whole house was dark, and we all know, according to the ghost rules, only when you turn back they'll catch you. So when I was just going to the kitchen, no, I was literally singing to myself, positivity, happiness, la la la. I was like singing, and I reached the kitchen. Then suddenly, when I entered the kitchen, I was like not finding the switch lights. I was like, "Holy shit! I live in this house for so long, and I can't find the light switch." But but somehow I managed to switch the lights on and have a glass of water. Then I I'm now 22 years old adult, and I'm in no shy in admitting that what I did after that, I literally ran from the kitchen to my room, because according to ghost rules, if you turn back and the ghost is like, "Hey, you turned back, I'll catch you." So I literally I literally ran from the kitchen to my room. So now also one more thing I don't understand about these ghosts, that why the ghosts are so playful. Like when you look into the mirror, you saw yourself. Suddenly, someone is behind you. So why they just don't kill you? If you want to kill me, na. If you want to stab me. Why are you so playful? Like you are sleeping, somebody pulls your leg. Like what they want to see, I'm waxed or not. So uh, that was that was my experience, which I shared. So now I'll move. one more experience that I want to share with you all. That on my BSc days, I due to my friends' extra smartness, no, I suffered one day very badly. Like I returned home very late that night. So my dad asked, "Where were you?" So I had to say something. I said that I was like in my friend's home. I was doing my assignments and project I had to submit. So what my dad did was, my dad called 10 of my friends in front of me, and the replies of my friends were unique. Four of them said, "Yes, uncle, he was here." Two of them said, He just left, uncle." And three of them said that we were doing projects together, uncle. He just left. And the last guy went an extra mile to say in my voice that, uh, yes, dad, what happened? I'm here. So that night was really horrible for me and had to undergo series of punishments. So now, just, I can now crack some random jokes not related to any particular topic. So once in a supermarket, one husband loses his wife. So he just went to a very pretty looking woman and said that, "Can you talk to me for a minute?" And the pretty looking woman was very puzzled. She was like, "Why do you want to talk with me?" And then the man said that, "Whenever I start talking to a very beautiful woman, no, my wife appears from nowhere." So that was one joke. So the next joke, like um, that's a teacher student related joke. So one day teacher asks one student that, it's primary school. So asks one student that, uh, please tell the numbers from 1 to 10. So the student started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the teacher was amazed. He was like, "Where did 6 go?" So the student said that, in the morning, in the news, it was showing that 6 died in an accident. So so I didn't say 6. So acha, one more thing. The Can anyone present here say that, what is the longest word in English? Any guesses? It's smiles. SMILES, because it has miles in it. S between S and there is a mile, so it's the longest word in the English language. So uh, one more joke is, like, father asks his son that, where is your report card? Your marks were out. Where is your report card? So the son says that, my friend borrowed it to scare his parents. So that was another one. And to end with the last joke, I want to say is, like, um, that is also a teacher student related joke. So the teacher asks student that, what is the chemical formula? Like, what's the chemical formula of water? So the student is like, HIJKLMN. The teacher was like, wait, not HIJK. What is the chemical formula? So the student said that, you only said no, it's from H2O. So from H, he started saying all the alphabets. Uh, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Swagatam. Now we'll move on to the next participants, that is Riti.
morning, everyone. Myself, Riti. I am from third year electrical department, and my roll number is B19EE013. So today, in the open mic, I am here to talk about some society norms. Although there are many good parts of the society, but I am gonna focus on the bad things happening around. So I have written a poetry on this. So please listen. Seeing with my sophisticated eyes how everything has normalized, drinking and smoking is cool, respects drinking and smoking is cool. Uh, can I start? Okay, fine, I will start. Okay. Seeing with my sophisticated eyes how everything has normalized, drinking and smoking is cool, living simple is cool, and those who are not beautiful, it's okay to judge them. My God, I'm just so nervous. What? Okay, shall I start again? Chanting they are anti-racist, but when comes to marriage, they resist. Want a bride who is pure, although being themselves a whore, great for the highest story, not being able to fulfill, listen to another assaulting story. Rapists here play dirty games, and the victims get the blame. Uh, for justice, they wrangle, uh, marching with the burning candle, but they can't burn them till as here things runs on the cash. Fake actors and tiktokers are fake actors and tiktokers are being more respected, but the one in the border and the one winning the olympics are being neglected. I can't cover all the social issue occurring around, such as the murder increasing per day, the woman being raped, the misuse of social media, the leering, the teenager leering on Wikipedia, the education system of academia. Next. बहुत nervous हो गई.
Thank you so much, Riti. Let's wait for one more participant. Now I would like to call Shubham Singhal.
Hello guys, I will be presenting here poems and shairis, a lot of poems and shairis, and I hope you will enjoy that. So my name is Shubham Singhal and my roll number is B18 ME012. So first poem is about luck and me. सपने कहते हैं मोहब्बत छोड़ दे, मोहब्बत कहती है सपनों को तोड़ दे, कोशिश की हमने कि दोनों को जोड़ दे, किस्मत बोली दोनों को छोड़ जिंदगी को नया मोड़ दे। किस्मत कहती है वो ऐसा साया है, वो ही रोशनी वो ही छाया है, उसने जो कुछ भी चाहा उससे ज्यादा किसी ने कभी नहीं पाया है। हमने भी कहा तुम्हें खुद पर कुछ ज्यादा ही गुरूर है, तुम्हारा चढ़ा तुम पर ही सुरूर है, तुम समझते हो कि तुमसे नहीं है कोई बड़ा और तुम्हारा वार दुनिया में सबसे क्रूर है। वो बोली जो हूं मैं हूं सब मैं ही हूं, मुझे नहीं हरा सकता है तू, چاہوں تو ملا دوں، چاہوں تو نکال دوں انسان سے جسم سے اس کی روح۔ میں بولا بہت دکھا لیے میری محنت پر تم نے ٹھینگے، اب لگا لے اپنا سارا زور، اب تجھ کو تو ہرا کر دم لیں گے، اور اب تجھے اس سے زیادہ کچھ نہیں کہیں گے، خود مٹ گئے تو کچھ نہیں، پر تیرا گھمنڈ ضرور مٹا دیں گے۔ Now I will put some random شاعریز۔ نہ دل کے اندر آتا ہے نہ دل کے باہر جاتا ہے، کم وقت بہت جدی ہے، درد چوکھٹ پر کھڑا ہو جاتا ہے۔ Now some you can say as a dialogue اور شاعری۔ جو ہم میں ہے اسے ابھیمان کہتے ہیں، ہمارے جینے کے طریقے کو شان کہتے ہیں، ہم سے پنگا مت لو نہیں تو جہاں تم پہنچو گے اسے شمشان کہتے ہیں۔ یہ زمانہ انسانوں کا نہیں مشینوں کا ہو گیا ہے، انسان اپنوں کے پاس رہ کے بھی اپنوں سے دور ہو گیا ہے، جگہ کا تو پتہ نہیں پرنتو انسان کہیں نہ کہیں اپنے سروناش کا بیج بو گیا ہے۔ ناؤ اولڈ ٹائم ورسز نیو ٹائم۔ تمہارا سپنا ہے کہ تم اس جہاں پر چھاؤ گے، پر وہ لگاؤ وہ سچائی کہاں سے لاؤ گے، وہ جو زمانہ تھا جو فسانہ تھا، وہ لوگوں کا سچا پیار کہاں سے پاؤ گے، وہ جو پیار کا لمبا خط لکھنا تھا، پیار میں شبد پیرو کر رکھنا تھا، وہ اب سب کہیں کھو گیا، جو اصلی تھا وہ اب نکلی ہو گیا، وہ جو لمبے وقت تک ان کا انتظار کرنا تھا، ہواؤں دوارا بھیجے جانے والا سپنا تھا، وہ سب اب کہیں کھو گیا، جو حقیقت تھا وہ محض ایک خیال ہو گیا، وہ جو سچے اچھے لوگوں کا زمانہ تھا، جس میں سچے عاشقوں کا افسانہ تھا، وہ اب سب کہیں کھو گیا، جو سدا بہار تھا وہ بھی اب پرانا ہو گیا۔ تمہیں لگتا ہے میں غم کے ساگر میں بہہ گیا، جہاں ہاتھ پھیلائے کھڑا تھا وہیں پر رہ گیا، میرے پیارے سپنوں کا قلعہ ڈھہ گیا، پر نادان میں تو چند دنوں میں اس درد کو سہ گیا۔ کہنے نوٹ دس ون۔ نہیں، اب اور سنگھرش کا من نہیں کرتا، کیونکہ لگتا ہے میں ہار گیا، پر پھر بھی کرتا ہوں تاکہ وہ نہ کہے میں تو تیری ہونے والی تھی، تو ہی رن چھوڑ کر بھاگ گیا۔ ناؤ سم تھنگ آن سولجر۔ پیار کرنے والے کہاں کسی سے ڈرتے ہیں، وہ موت سے بھی ٹکرانے کی ہمت رکھتے ہیں، فرق بس اتنا ہے صاحب، وہ کسی کی بیٹی پر اور ہم سینک اپنی بھارت ماں پر جان نچھاور کرتے ہیں۔ چاند تارے تو نہیں توڑ کر لاؤں گا میں، چاند تارے تو نہیں توڑ کر لاؤں گا میں، بے وقت روٹھنے پر نہیں مناؤں گا میں، ہاں مگر تمہیں پلکوں پہ بٹھاؤں گا اور دل میں ضرور سجاؤں گا میں۔ زندگی بھر ساتھ نبھانے کی بات میں نہیں کرتا، ہر پل تمہارے ساتھ بتانے کی بات میں نہیں کرتا، میں تو کرتا ہوں بس ایک بات کہ جب تک رہیں گے ساتھ، مزیدار سہاونی اترنگی سترنگی ہوگی اپنی ملاقات۔ ناؤ سم تھنگ لیٹس ہیو سم فن، سو سم تھنگ فنی شاعری۔ تم کہو تو چاند تارے توڑ لاؤں گا میں، تم کہو تو چاند تارے توڑ لاؤں گا میں، تم کہو تو اکیلا ساری دنیا سے لڑ جاؤں گا میں، اتنے جھوٹ سے خوش ہو کیا، نہیں تو پوری جھوٹ کی ٹوکری اٹھا لاؤں گا میں۔ لوگ کہتے ہیں کہ پیار میں لوگ دنیا سے لڑ جاتے ہیں، پیار پانے کے لیے کھانا پینا چھوڑ پیچھے پڑ جاتے ہیں، تو ہم نے بھی کہہ دیا پیار یا تو ویوہار سے ہوتا ہے یا وچار سے، پہلے پاس تو آنے دو، پیار کی وجہ تو مل جانے دو، کچھ ملاقات تو ہو جانے دو، تھوڑا پیار ہم کو بھی تو پانے دو، پھر دیکھو ہم پیار میں کیا کیا کر جاتے ہیں، کیا کیا گل کھلاتے ہیں اور کتنے پھول کھلاتے ہیں، تم دیکھتے رہ جاؤ گے کہ پیار کی طاقت سے لوگ پہلے کیا اور بعد میں کیا ہو جاتے ہیں۔ Now, something for English audience. You are just wow, to whom I would have woe. I don't know where to approach. Someone tell me know how. I don't want to feel low, so wanted you in my life now. I know there is long lovers row. Still, I should be priority somehow. Let me do some promises. You will be free. Due to me, there will be no sorrow. You will be the princess. Life will not be hollow. You will have your own shadow and your own glow. What you need to do is open your heart's window. Take all these things fast or take it slow. Enjoy the sunshine or enjoy the mountain with snow. No need to take permission. Everything is allowed. Let you inflow and bring your love. Show. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shubham Singer. Now, now we have come to the end of the open mic competition. Now I would like to call the Amika Mandiam Gasha to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Toliza. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Daimika, convener of the Literary Club, and on behalf of the Shishir team, feels a man pleasure to be able to deliver this vote of thanks with all the dignitaries present here. And so, first and foremost, I would like to thank our honorable judges who has accepted our invitation, Punil sir, who's here with us right now, and uh, and of course our online judges, Saikar Mukherjee sir and Ramyani ma'am. A sincere thanks to you from the Shishir team, sir and ma'am. Your kind cooperation has made this success, just even a fortuitous event. I would also like to thank our director and faculties who has given us this opportunity to host this event. Then my heartfelt thanks also goes to our faculty in charge, who without his permission, this event wouldn't have been possible. Thanks to the participants online and offline. Thank you for making all our efforts and endeavors to make this even a success. And I wish you great success in life as well. And last but not the least, offline audience, and thank you. You made this even a grand success. Once again, thank you one and all present here. We had great time having you all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, and we'll release the results soon. Stay tuned.
I'll give my marks after 10-15 minutes. I've
Okay,
given
sir,
for
as per your
past 7
convenience.
days.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you.
Thanks. I have
Thank you,
already
Ramani ma'am.
given the marks, so you can check it in the Excel.
And thank you all for joining. We had a great session.
Thank you so much.